Hola amigos, somos Alex y Javier. Estamos felices de estar aquí con ustedes para hablar de Mobius en la Magia Absalon.
Hi everyone. Yeah, it's me. Yes, talking in English again because we have a huge guest in here tonight. We have Mobius band. I am going to be a fan this night also because I love this band, and we have here to Alexandre and Xavier.
Thank you.
Pleasure is ours. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
How did you feel to be in this flyer in this online fest?
thank you very much. It was a real pleasure being on that flyer, especially since it was our first incursion into the Americas, I think, and Mexico especially. We know we have a few fans from Mexico because we've been talking to some of them, but that's really an area that I personally love because I got to know the culture from traveling there. We discussed it a few times with the band, and I just love the dynamic. And that's a country we really want to enter in. And yeah, it was super cool to be able to be around and interact with the fans and get into that scene as well and getting to know the Mexican metal bands as well because we don't know like I discovered a lot during the festival. So that was really incredible.
Which Mexican bands do you remember from the fest?
Um, I think the one that I liked the most was Neural.
FX? Yeah.
Yeah, Neural effects. Like I don't know, I just had a really good experience with their sound, their attitude, um, and I didn't know them, so that was a really good surprise. And of course, Anima Tempo, but like I'm speaking as kind of a fan. Like I really love their stuff. We saw them in Euroblast last year. It's just yeah, I love those people, love their music. So yeah, I would say obviously them.
But then I hear Kala that it's like if you've been in the treatment with steroids, you know? And it is huge, it is powerful, and I want to talk about it because I hear this mixing, this because you make mixes between Asia, jazz, progressive metal. I kind of say like symphonic metal, and also you use your own um, your own roads because you use some sounds from this island of Reunion. Do you have these all elements and make all of them in a blender? Where does the idea comes from?
Yeah, but it's the first thing to know probably is that the band changed a few members since the first album, which was The Line, that got released in 2016, and we grew a lot musically, and it took a lot of time.
There is no exact recipe for how the music is written. Is written. Sorry. The thing is, we all listen to different stuff, but mostly I'd say it's about like having fun and like some ideas just came from us challenging each other or discovering a new instrument because we were listening to a new artist that we didn't know from whatever country and we liked some sound, and we had no idea what we were doing with it like to be honest at the beginning, but it just turned out to be pretty cool so we kept it.
Yeah, in that way, I think that progressive metal helps you a lot because you can go from one sound to another and change it all over if you wish. And
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
progressive metal helps you to change the rhythm and the harmonies, and also, yeah, I think that the second album. I love the first album. I can say that, but it's like a huge evolution from this new album. I think also for being a self-production album,
Mm.
it sounds really great. I think yeah,
Yeah, and we also like evolved a lot from the first album. Like we like as Xavier said, the first album was really made around
Mhm.
symphonic music and that kind of sound. But then like all our influences changed, and our sound engineers' influences changed as well. So we brought that into the table, and everybody had more experience as well
Mhm.
with dealing with their instruments and their sound. So all that mixed into what it is now.
Progressive metal is also hearable for people who do not hear a lot of metal. With your music, I've been able to show to people that does not hear commonly metal, and they love your band, and it is a really
Awesome.
good surprise for them because they can hear these Asian and Indian mixes, and also the the jazz.
Mm.
But what I am so interested about is you using Maloya's sound. I know something about the island of Reunion. Are you a shark or anti-shark man? Because
Hmm.
No, I'm a Shockman.
shark man. Why? What
Yeah,
is
because
that?
it's their place. They're supposed to be in the water, so it's their right to be here. It's like a bird, or it's an animal. You know, they're supposed to be here. If they're not introduced in the lagoons. They were here before everyone else.
Okay, that was a an interesting topic for me because I love sharks also. I really love
Mm.
sharks. When I was a kid, all the girls were drawing dolphins, and I used always to draw sharks. And they they used to call me to the principal because and to talk with my fathers because I have a psychological problem that was like I was
Really?
adding to a shark, to a draw of a shark, I was adding teeth.
Ignorance is a problem, and some people decide to be ignorant. Some people don't have the choice to be ignorant. Some people don't have access to education. Like it's a very complex thing, but most of our problems boil down to ignorance. And if we can solve that, then there are hopefully because we have one million people understanding that now they are that
And I think if you can
I can dream, see,
compare
swallow clouds, but it
the
will never be
vision,
enough.
the
Be
meaning that Mobius band
curiosity,
has,
forward for me now.
shark do you think that
Give
Mobius
me
band
this climb. I want to feel everything, your pleasures and pain. All of that flowers
I know Mobius wants to be a whale shark. A whale shark is a really big shark. It's one of the biggest ones, but it is also a friendly shark. And in Mexico, we have a lot of them. Just having a good time with tourists. Yeah, maybe Mobius band can be a whale shark. Have you eaten shark meat? What do you expect? One day,
First of all, we need to play a lot of music. Yeah, play color in this case.
the album was recently feeling is this. So how did you manage that time that you have this new album with powerful and beautiful harmonies, and then you have this great riff for guitar that sounds really great and really good. Maybe coming from Mexico.
That would be great.
That would be great. Yeah, well, we would love to.
Usually prefer.
Yeah, but now, but yeah, I don't know.
And I think that the superpower that Mobius has is the diversity of the music that you hear, where did it come from? I want to maybe to know how do you not like create music, but have this idea of different in the way that you accept and respect the music, the difference in the music, the difference in the genres, the difference in the countries and the cultures and everything. How was that process? Because it is a world problem that we are kind of making and pointing difference between one people and another. And I know this is the Mobius band power because superpower because it occurs that you make that mix and the music is so powerful and the people I think in the world doesn't get to understand that diversity and accepting each other could be huge for everyone.
I'll say that for my part, I was always in my family we were raised to accept every gender, every color, every skin color, everyone. So I never had any problem with race or something. And I think pretty much everyone in the band has the same way of thinking.
For the time we are doing, and I am agree Wow, that is a good sentence. Love that. Yeah. Okay, that would be a really good advice. Yeah, well, I really like to have you in here. Thank you so much for this little nice chat that we have, and also because in the backstage, like a kind of a backstage, we have this time to know each other and also have these little jokes and everything. So thank you so much for being so kind. Also, you know that we have the doors wide open for Mobius Band in Mexico and
Woo!
hope one day we can meet But thank you so much for being here.
Likewise. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.